Hey guys, I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com, and in this video, I'm gonna give you a few different flavors of front end protection for your Silverado or Sierra at home. Now, in this video, I plan on going from mild to wild in regards to front end protection and appearance to hopefully help you guys make a decision for your truck. Now, I want to point out that while our examples are going to be focused in on the 07 to 18 trucks for this particular video, there are going to be similar options available across different generations of both Silverados and Sierras. So with all that said, let's get into things. First up, we have a popular entry-level option for owners out there who don't want to completely swap out their factory bumper, and that is going to be a bull bar. Now, the option we're showing you here today is from Barricade with their HD option complete with the skid plate and 20-inch light bar. Now, full disclosure, guys, this certainly is more of an aesthetic modification first and a protection modification second, as a majority of these bull bars on the site really aren't up to the task of taking a serious beating like some of our upcoming products. However, that being said, they still will serve as sort of a first line of defense against low-speed bumps or inconsiderate parallel parkers. Materials might vary here slightly across the category, but typically you're gonna be looking at a tubular stainless steel build, 3.5 inches in the case of the Barricade, finished in a textured black powder coat to help the durability over the years. But again, you can also find these in a polished finish for chrome package trucks out there. Now, aside from the bar or hoop, the HD in this case does kick in a matching steel skid plate. It's gonna offer a little bit more protection underneath the front bumper, but it's not going to go all the way back to give you additional protection for things like your oil pan or any other vitals underneath the front of the truck. Now, the cherry on top here with these bull bars, and I think it's one of the biggest features, if you will, is that it gives you, in this case, a 20-inch dual row LED light bar and mounts it seamlessly within the bull bar itself. This is a great option for truck owners out there because it's going to give you a very easy way of mounting some additional auxiliary lighting to the front of your truck without having to drill a bunch of unnecessary holes. But going back to what I said earlier about the bull bars and not really being up to the task of heavy impacts or abuse, you can still find a few different options mixed into the category, such as what they call push bars, for instance, that will be a little bit more structural and will take an abuse better than your standard run-of-the-mill options. But if you're looking to make a visual impact, add some very easy to mount auxiliary lighting, all while adding a small touch of front-end protection from low-speed bumps and dings, then a bull bar would certainly be a great choice for owners out there who don't want to commit to a completely different bumper. But what if you want to up not only the protection, but also the aggressiveness of your Silverado or Sierra? Well, for that, it's time to start looking into a full coverage steel replacement. Now, the option we're showing you here in this video is from Barricade as well with their Extreme HD, which at the time of this video is by far and away the most popular bumper on the site for all generation Silverados and Sierras. Now, these options are going to completely replace the factory bumper with stronger materials, typically a plate steel construction, as is the case here with the Barricade, and its 5/32 cold form plate steel build and dual stage black powder coat. Now, along with those stronger materials, you're also seeing a little bit more coverage than your factory bumper might provide, which is what you'd like to see here when protection is a priority, but you're not really willing to commit to a full-blown brush guard. Not only are these options going to traditionally deliver a little bit more protection over a factory bumper, but they're also going to offer some more functionality as well, depending on what option you go with. Now, some of this functionality might come in the form of auxiliary lighting, which is included in this case with the Barricade, along with optional winch capabilities. That's going to give you a lifeline on the front of your truck if you ever get jammed up or in a sticky situation. Last but not least, guys, we can't forget about the look, right? Adding a different bumper is always a great way to change the entire attitude of your truck, increasing the toughness both physically and with the appearance. Up next, we have the second complete bumper replacement on our list, which is more of a pre-runner or Baja style bumper. In this case, we are featuring Barricade again with their pre-runner HD front bumper with the skid plate. It's gonna come in right around $1,000. Now, whereas our previous Barricade delivered that thick plate steel build and a little bit more coverage, these Baja options tend to trade that plate steel for a tubular steel build for more of that off-road look. Now this bumper, however, is more than just looks, as it's also going to deliver more approach angle, which is very valuable for hardcore off-roaders, along with you guys out there running a larger tire and a more aggressive offset. Now you can also find these with a ton of different light mount opportunities and winch mounts for even more functionality. Now another common theme with these more off-road style bumpers is the modular design that you sometimes find, which allows you to really crank up the protection even further. Now for instance, the Barricade option here does include an optional overrider bar that will increase protection for the lower portion of your factory grille, in addition to a skid plate which will help protect your truck's vitals, such as that oil pan we talked about earlier. So yes, even though the Pre-Runner bumpers might not boast as much material as the previously mentioned bumper, they still offer protection in all of the right areas while contributing to that awesome Baja look and added functionality. Last but not least, we have the most bulletproof option on the site in the category, and that is gonna be the heavy-duty steel bumper that incorporates a brush or grill guard. Now, the option that we're showing you here today is the HD replacement front bumper that is the perfect choice for a zombie apocalypse or end-of-the-world situation. Now, this particular option does feature an incredibly burly diamond plate steel bumper or base that then incorporates a fully welded, full-width tubular steel grill guard. Now, this kind of grill is going to offer protection for the headlights, along with that punch plate in the center there for even more protection for the center of your truck and grill area. Now, these grill guard bumpers also offer a ton of functionality. In fact, I'd even argue more so than our previous two options when outfitted properly. This is going to include things like those winch mount options we talked about earlier, but even things like front hitch receivers as well. And of course, we can't forget about the additional lighting or auxiliary lighting spots, which these do feature as well. Now you're gonna find these on the site from companies like Fab Fours or Ranch Hand, just to name a few. And ultimately, these bumpers will be the best at offering the most protection for the front of your Silverado or Sierra. And that is gonna be the key takeaway here with this category. Now, the only cons I can really think of is gonna be the weight of these. For one, most of them are gonna ship freight, and oftentimes the weight is upwards of 200 pounds or more, making the install a bit challenging for owners who are just gonna tackle this by yourself. You might have to use a hoist, or in most cases, just call a friend. Now, the only other con I can think of is that you are gonna be paying a bit more than the previous two options we talked about, but when you factor in the amount of material and the protection that you're getting out of the price, it might just be worth it in the eyes of some owners. So there you have it, guys, a brief rundown of, I would say, the 4 different styles of front end protection or bumpers that you will encounter here on the site for that Silverado or Sierra. As always, this is just a small sample of the many different options you'll find here at AT. So as always, feel free to browse the rest of our selection. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. In the meantime, I'm Justin. Thanks for watching. And remember, for all things Silverado and Sierra, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.